everybody, welcome back to Kingdoms Reborn. In the last episode, through some shenanigans, we got to the Middle Age, and wow, has it ever helped out our population. We have money, and soon we're going to have some tools, as our money is close to 7,000. Our hope is that through the sales through the trade company, that we're going to push that a lot higher, and in this episode, I'd really like to get tools through the trade company too. First and foremost, I'd like to expand out our farms and get them all consolidated, as we have wheat, cabbage, and this tulip's kind of out on their own. So I'm going to start by picking up this property right here and then taking a look at our fertility. Looks like we have a chunk of mountain there, and we'll use that as our natural border. We'll just bring a road this way. That will make this area right here that is super green our main area. If we take a look at this one, our efficiency is 123. So as long as this over here is higher than 123, we're going to be pretty golden. Let's get 4 farms planned out. They're going to be 12 by 19. We'll leave room for a road in between them. So once this is built, we'll knock that down to 3 workers. I think it said that it was 4, and then the granary will be built. We'll need houses, and we're going to need a total of 4 houses to make all of these work. We're going to do the same thing where we just place in 4 houses, and I should have planned these in the last episode, but I forgot about them. Let's go ahead and knock all these down to don't build, and we'll just build them one at a time. This block right here, we have room for 1 more ranch, and I think that it's high time to place that in. If we were to look at our food supply, we're producing 2,800, and our pigs are producing 17 of that, so they're producing a good chunk. We'll do right here. Yeah, right there is where we want to be. Pick up that steel. Let's pick up those immigrants. Let's pick up those immigrants. Let's pick up the productivity book. It's open for a passion book, but we can work with that. And this right here, once this is done this season, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these and start the move. Looks like we're out of laborers, and that's something that I'm worried about, because I don't want them pulling laborers from something like the ranches. And what I said last time is I wanted the employment bureau, so we'll take a look at getting that built fairly quickly here. Where we're just going to throw it is somewhere down and out of the way, maybe right here, because I don't see us building any population right there, so we throw it right there, and that lets us get to our population. I want pig ranches above, takes 2 workers off of the farm, and what I guess I could do for the time being is I don't want this to be highlighted. I just want that to be flex workers. We can have them in the farms for the time being until we get our population a little bit bigger. And it looks like we've lost some people. I know we took the immigrants at the beginning of the year trying to get to 40, and it looks like it didn't work, but a lot of that may have to do with we don't have a whole lot of kids at the moment. Let's pick up that immigrants from the card, brings us a little bit closer, and let's see how that plays out with our employment through the employment bureau. Looks like at least filled the fisher, the hunter, and the forester are not filled, and we don't have any extra workers, and we're out of tools. Money is in a really good place. So let's pick up some iron tools. We'll go, I'm gonna say we'll go down to 6,000 money. We'll go with 4,000 and brings in 80. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'd like a second trade company in order to add tools onto the import list now that I think money is in a good place. We are hitting winter, so we're going to have a big influx of people to do building and projects. Let's go ahead and let this house build. Let's let this house build. As soon as they are done harvesting this, I want to go ahead and get rid of this so that we can move the breeder. Now, the breeder, I do want it to be tucked down out of the way. It looks like we'll have the possibility of 2 farms to be in the area of that breeder, and then we're going to need a storage down here, as we're going to need a place for those tulips. So we'll go 4 by 6. If we take a look, we're early winter. I don't know that I want to dedicate too many workers. Maybe we go with 3 workers to our builders at the moment, and this farm is no longer needed. I would like to experiment with the 8 by 8 farms in the future. I'm finding the bigger farms, at least for right now, a little bit more efficient. And the reason that it may be more efficient is workers can do a lot of work when they're working, but if a worker gets pulled away, it's a huge influx where they lose a lot of productivity. This, if I remember correctly, was around 130. This is 185. That's solid. We'll be able to push that up probably closer to, I would guess, 250 50 through different bonuses. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. We are still shy on our population. We will pick up more immigrants. Let's go ahead and pick up that. Let's pick up that immigrants. Let's go ahead and spend that to boost up our population a little bit higher. Since the tulip breeder is building, we'll leave this wheat for this year since we've got tulips. This one right here, I ultimately want to move the cabbage, but I also want to push some medical herbs because I think we're in a little bit of a world of hurt here. Let's get this one set to medical herbs. Let's go ahead and get this one building. We'll do another house with this and we'll grab these immigrants to try to get us closer to that 44 mark. Pick up that passion and we'll see if we can fit it somewhere. And this one is starting to build. They did some weird things. I wanted them to do the tulip breeder first. Let's go ahead and prioritize that to get it built so that this one can be tulips. And we are in the late spring, so it's not like we have to get this built right now. And I had a question over on the last video asking about, do I play Minecraft? And the answer is I don't. I have looked at the game, but I have never played it. It's something that I am thinking about for the channel. I just want to say it's not a huge priority. Is it something that I may do in the future? There are some games that are on my docket list to play after I do Kingdoms Reborn. Dinkum is a game that released last year. It is coming up for an update. It's something that I would like to play. I think the channel would enjoy it. There is a farm simulator game that my mind just alluded to that I would like to play. I think the channel would really enjoy that. Minecraft is borderline survival. It's borderline on the genre that I like to play. So it is a possibility that we will look at that. And then Ark Survival Ascendant is due to drop within the next 2 weeks. Anybody who's on the Discord would know that I have 13,000 hours in Ark Survival Evolved, most of that time on official PvE. So there are some games that I have looked at, and I will definitely take a look at adding Minecraft to the list, and Satisfactory. Satisfactory is another one with update 8 that I'd like to take a look at it and maybe finish the game, because I heard that you can now finish the space elevator. Those are all things that are on my docket after this build. And then Timberborn is on the side. Another city builder called Patreon is on the side, and then Settlement Survival is also on the side. Our fellow content creator Ceramit from Ceramit Gaming has been covering that almost religiously, but he's getting ready for City Skyline. We might take a look at playing it just as a seeing how all the updates kind of move together. Let's get this house building. Let's get this farm building. Let me know down in the comments what your guys' favorite games are and what you guys would like to see in the future. All right, through the power of being able to alt tab, Stardew Valley is the other game that's on my docket of things to add to the channel. We just finished a technology. I believe it was housing adjacency. I'd really like to get trade relations down a little bit further. I don't know how big of a priority it is. I'd also like to get heating as we're getting closer to where I'd like to get coal going. I think for now I'm going to go ahead and pause that. Let's hit that steel card. Let's grab those immigrants. I'm going to keep in that neighborhood. I think I can pop that immigrants. I'll wait for just a moment. I'd like our population to not balloon too quickly and run out of food. Money's in a little bit better shape. Let's go ahead and get another trade company so that I don't have to mess with the tools. But man, money is in good shape. So we'll go ahead and grab some tools. We'll probably buy about 8,000 worth of iron tools. Let's buy 100. It's only 5K and we'll pick up the rest. 9K, we'll do it. We'll bring us down to 10K, but we'll have tools for a while. We'll pick up those immigrants, get us a little closer to a population cap there. Productivity book. Let's mark this down to 3 workers. And it looks like, since this one was not completely filled, it looks like I'm still a little bit shy on workers. So if you take a look here, the fishing lodge is not filled. Let's go ahead and pop this, and it at least fills the fishing lodge. And it looks like we also filled the forester. So if we have an extra person, which we don't, I was going to say we would probably want to throw another person in there, but we do have the option to blow another immigration card to get our population a little bit bigger. It might be beneficial since this area, let's see how the fruit trees are. 115. I want to see this over 200, but it looks like this is pretty filled out now that the trees were somewhere around 80. We're now up to 115. Let's mark this to have 2 workers in it, and we'll mark this to have 2 workers. We'll blow the immigration card, which is our 50 population, and we'll grab that productivity book. This trade company is built. That's amazing. And it gives us the ability to put a card in there, which decreases our upkeep. So it looks like I have to have one in order that doesn't have a card in order to buff one. That's pretty good. And then what we might do is delete out this trade company and just have it as a standard trade post without the increased load to lower our upkeep down to 30. And that would give us an extra 50 be on our budget. That would be pretty huge. But let's get another trade here. So I want to start getting tools in. And I just want iron tools, and I want to stay somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 if I had to guess. Yeah, it looks like we're burning 42, 43. So if I had 100, we really wouldn't have to worry about things. So let's do iron tools. We'll do a maximum of, I'm going to say 20. That way we don't get too overzealous. And it looks like we have the ability to sell a total of 240 now. So we do 100. We should be able to bring in 20 tools and sell 100 of each if we're over the cap there. So we'll go ahead and get that set. And tulips, I don't know how efficient they were this last year as farms were in rough shape, seeing as how we didn't have enough workers. We just had some people die of old age, and that's not the preference. But man, money, look at that money. It is soaring through the roof. Our medicine's in good space. We might put medicine on the sell list, that if we get over 1,000 medicine, that it's going to sell that before it sells food. And medical herbs are one of those things where I would like to, let's put that up at the top so it sells first. Our target inventory is 1,000, sell up to 100. Medical herbs is something that we're going to have a lot of. I think we're going to use that to do medicine making in the future. Let's pick up that steel book, immigration book, and we could do some immigration. Let's take a look at where our employees are. Like to get to where we just have people standing around, and we have 2 labor standing around right now. We still need to get a better ratio of kids to adults, as the ratio is still a little bit off. Let's pick up these immigrants. We'll pick up the motivation book, I guess. We'll pick up the sustainability, and we've got some tech points to spend. I want to do beekeeper to mead, maybe get another luxury. But before I do that, I really want to upgrade some more houses to level 2. So I do want to do beekeeper, mead, candle maker. I don't know that I want to do that this episode. I do want to do quick build. Let's see how much we can push towards quick build so that I don't have to worry about some things as a future as we're starting to get money in. We'll do pottery, which unlocked immediately. Iron working for the blacksmith might be clutch. We'll need brickworking to get there. And we've got a little bit of tech, and I would like foreign relations. I would like quick building. I would also like the trade routes. I think we do border protections for the added income from our borders. And then we go blacksmithing, quick build, and then we try to go for markets in order to get to foreign relations. I think that's the route we go. And it looks like we need to start working towards our tailor in order to start having that level 2 luxury. And we're going to need some sheep to go with that. We don't want the potter card. We're not ready for it. We don't want the clay pit, the iron smelter, something that we're going to work towards. The brickworks, again, something we're going to work towards. You can probably buy the bricks at the moment. And what I didn't really realize is we have 2 wheats, and we could set one of these over to cabbage for next year. And then that will allow us to push this farm down there. And I think we're in an okay place right now to start our next major expansion. And that would be to pick up this area right here, this one, and this up here. I would like to, that got us a book. Yes, please get that passion. Would like to get some fishing of the deep sea type up there in the future, as I was seeing in the tech tree, deep sea fishing after the market. I think that would be pretty clutch. I don't know how good this is. You guys will have to let me know in the comment if you guys have got pretty far into the middle age, but that would be something that we're looking at. Let's do roads this way. We're going to do a housing district right there. We're going to do another block of farms right here so that we can get cannabis going. As we start that expansion, let's take a look at our food, as food is going up pretty good. I mean, we have produced a huge amount of wheat. Absolutely there. It looks like our oranges are starting to be productive. I don't know how long it's going to be before they are caught up, and it looks like our pork is starting to cap off. Granted, some of that has to do with we haven't really been pushing pork as much as we have been, and we might look at pushing another block of pork somewhere. I'm not ready to push that too much, and it looks like medical herbs are having issues getting sorted out. But look at that. Our workers are up here, so they're not even over here. So we're going to have to do some adjustments as we are still lacking some people. So do want to maybe pop another immigration card. We'll pick up that steel card. We'll pick up that immigration card. Almost to our 52 mark. So we will grab the immigrants this year, and then we're going to start this build up here. This one is oriented that way. I do want to stay oriented that way. I don't know. Let's take a look at the tree line right here. I think the fertility is the best way to see it. So if we did a road right there, give us this area to really have a build. Now let's do it. Let's do that road right there. And we just finish our next technology for border protection. I think that's going to be pretty clutch. Let's do trade routes next so that we can get some trade with some of our neighbors. You know what? Let's hold. I really want that. I also want to attack one of our neighbors, and we got a free fort card. Yes, we will do that. Let's grab those immigrants and a passion buck. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, passion buck. All right, we'll grab that. Let's pause it. I would like to fortify somewhere. And it looks like all these areas are not fortified. So I'm just going to tuck this boy right there. I didn't see what it did to the... Oh my goodness. Yes. 155 by protecting those 6 areas. Let's pick up archers. We're going to go swordmen next. And then let's see how many people we can deploy once we get those archers. We look right now, it looks like we have 2 military slots. We're going to want more than that to attack a level 4 city. And we're going to need it to be quite a bit bigger. And we have the ability to bring in a couple of immigrants as we start building, not there, as we start building this over here. So let's get our standard setup going. We're gonna do 4 houses to get started, and maybe we look at shrubs on the docket as well. 510 in order to get 5 appeal. By the time we add all those in, I think it's going to be pretty big. Swordsman is 1900 HP with 8 attack, and it's 1200 on the cost. It's 11 on the upkeep. We'll take a look at that and how it compares to the current. Let's grab shrubbery and take a look at how the units compare and see if we have any additional slots here. Still only have 2 slots. So swordman, it looks like it's 300 extra HP and 4 extra attack, and it's extra cost and a upkeep. I think I'm going to hold out for now. I do think I want to maybe after shrubbery go that route, because I would like to try out the combat system and see how it goes. But at the same time that I want to try that out and see how it goes, I don't want to completely botch my society. So let's go ahead and buy a cannabis breeder. So we'll pick that up. And I got some sort of notification, probably that I have too many cards there, but that's fine. We can maybe throw the steel cards up here until I'm ready to sell them out, and we'll throw those sustainability cards up there for the time being. This is good. This area, I definitely need more storage in this area, and I need more workers in this area. And that brings us to the storage depot, because it gives the impression that we can upgrade it for delivery. I don't know if they do pick up as well. That might be something we do after shrubbery, kind of doing some playing around there. There's another house built. These houses, yeah, we can build all those houses. I think that will be good. We're not expanding as quickly as what I thought, and this will allow people to just have the ability to go where they need to go for housing. And then I want to do the same thing as right here. Let's go ahead and pick up the steel card. Let's go ahead and pick up those immigrants to have a little bit of flexibility as we're expanding. Man, I didn't think that we were going to be that good on money, but we might look at buying some stone now in order to start putting all of the chimneys and the fireplaces in all the houses so that we can get to heating. So let's add that to our docket of imports. We'll just add stone. I'm going to say that we bring in 20 at a time, the same as what we would have with the tools, and that we do somewhere in the neighborhood of about 100, and then we'll slowly start to incorporate all of the heating in there. Let's pick up these immigrants. We'll pick up that passion book. Absolutely. And they're smiling. So as long as money's in a good place, I'm just going to start doing those upgrades little by little. Let's do a farm, and why those ones are there is beyond me. This house should be closer, or this house. Let's do our next farm in here. This one right here is going to be cannabis, and we'll do again just that 19 by 12. We'll throw the cannabis breeder up there. We got our next tech. That should be, if I remember correctly, that's our shrubbery. That's good. Let's do blacksmith to get to quick build. No, let's do storage depot and see how that does. I'm a little bit all over the place as I really want to see some things. Oh, that is a problem. I could put it down here, but I can't put this one as this is playing into that province. Oh, that is not something that I anticipated. This province is pretty big. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of finagling. Maybe we can put it on this side. Yeah, let's do that. Let's build a farm right here that will concrete, that we're gonna place our granary in the middle there. We're gonna want that anyways. And then we'll put the cannabis breeder right here. It at least gives the ability for this one. And I guess what we do is we place it right there, and then we'll do some storage yards, not farms, in this area right here. We'll go 2 of them that are 4x6, and I want to prioritize building these. Let's go ahead and get that prioritized up. This one is now set up for wheat. Yeah, we're good with that being wheat. Seems you've built quite a city. It looks like they might be wanting to attack us. I misread that. So some of the competition now might be hostile. Let's go ahead and show that tech tree that gets us the storage depot. I do want warehouses. I'm massively conflicted. Let's do the blacksmith in order to get to quick build. I do think that's the thing. Bring it to its knees. So this guy is going to attack us at some point in time. I might need some military. Gets us the storage depot card. Let's go ahead and buy that. And I'm going to place it right here. And we're going to use that for medicine would be my guess. And we'll probably do another medicine over here. So we'll look at the ability to have a couple of them. We might double down on a lot. And let's see how our labors are since it's the middle of winter. Go ahead and get that steel. Let's go ahead and get those immigrants. Try to push our population a little bit higher. We'll go ahead and pop that as we're needing people. We're early spring. We only have 7 laborers available. So the laborers were needed. And let's pop another one. Brings us up to 51 workers, 62 people. We're good there. Food is dropping, so we're gonna have to push our food pretty heavily. So let's grab the granary after we grab these immigrants in that passion book. So let's do this granary right here. I'm happy with where we're going, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to do some modifications with things. Food production is 36. We're at 32 for consumption, so we're good. But I do need to make some adjustments where we have more pork in the reservoir, as originally what I had planned on for the trade was 2,000. And now that we're up to 2,800 or 2,600 food consumption, I want to upgrade this just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to 2,600. And that will hopefully level out and let the pork build up a little bit. I want pork to be our main food, and it's not going to be our main food if we keep pushing away from that. Let's prioritize this one and go ahead and speed boost. I don't know what I speed boosted, but I don't think I sped boost the wrong thing. Looks like one of our storage yards is done. After that, I would like the granary to finish. Let's get this configured to cannabis. Let's get this one prioritized. And then after that, then we will get the cannabis going, which it looks like it just finished. Let's go ahead and mark that down to 3. And that will get us our second tier 1 luxury. Probably going to take a little bit of time to get that up and going, as it took a little bit of time for the tulips to get up and going. And it looks like tulips, for as much production as we have, it looks like we're starting to go through them. Yeah, look at this. The production is pretty big. Look at this. We have them stealing money from us. Set a trap, and it looks like lay a trap 5 years for 300 gold. Think we do it. They're picking on us that we don't have defenders, so we're going to have to start working on our military. And with that, we did talk about the swordsman in the beginning. Let's go ahead and get this, and we'll get some swordsmen hired. To counter stealing, train some military units. Each military unit decreases the enemy's stealing efficiency by 20%, a maximum of 80. So we will want that, and we don't want the blacksmith as we're not ready for it. Choose resources. So we can add a hauler, which helps haul the resources. We are definitely going to want that. And then what we could do is we could get away from some of the using of laborers in order to haul some things. Let's add the hauler. Let's do tulips on this one, and then we'll do one for medical herbs, and maybe not quite so zoomed out there. So we'll do tulips on this one. We're going to let that fill in, and once spring hits, we're going to see what we're at for our population. I think we're in decent shape, and as we get started on our cannabis, I think this is a good spot to call this episode. And then when we pick up in the next episode, we are going to be getting our level 2 houses. We're going to be picking up some military units, maybe even conquesting a minor city. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your comments. We will see you in the next episode.